Hi there, we are Lisa and Chris. Please join us aboard our main ship 390, Cool Beans, as we cruise America's Great Loop. Good morning.
Good morning.
Well, where have we been and where are we going?
We're leaving Alton, Illinois, and we're headed to Hoppie's Marina in Imperial, Missouri.
That's right. And what are we doing at Hoppie's besides going to the marina?
Probably getting fuel.
Yeah, from what I understand, it's kind of one of the last places to get fuel for a little while. So yeah, we're going to top off, I think, right?
Or at least get enough to get us to the next stop.
Yeah, we just went through the Mel Price lock. How was that experience?
Lots of current, lots of trash.
Yeah, the Helene has created a lot of debris. Well, the rain has created a lot of debris floating down the river. We're now in the Mississippi. So yeah, we'll just be playing Dodge Log again.
That's what it looks like.
How did you like Alton?
It's a great place.
Yeah, we had a nice time. All right, bye. We went through our first lock, which was only 2 miles from the marina. It was a big lock and a little windy, but we made it through and headed towards our second lock for the day. We were told about this sign to go left down the canal to the lock. Going the other way ensures terrible boat damage. We go all the way down the canal and get through the second lock, and right on the other side, the city of St. Louis. We went under several beautiful bridges, all so different, and very soon we saw the famous structure of St. Louis, the Arch. This was another bucket list moment. We were so excited to see it in person from our boat. We made arrangements with our friends on 80s Lady and Blue Tortuga to take each other's pictures. Here is a picture from the Arch of the three of us maneuvering around. It was pretty cool to be so close to the Arch. Now that we're on the Mississippi going downriver, we are getting a little current push. I snapped this. We were going 1,000 RPM at over 8 miles per hour. That is amazing. After a short travel day down the river, we stopped at the famous looper stop, Hoppie's Marina, the last place to fill up with fuel before we get to Green Turtle Bay. 6 loopers were there, and we got a nice briefing from the owner on the next few hundred miles. It was very informative and appreciated. Edie brought us a piece of the famous mile-high apple pie from Blue Owl Bakery, and it was oh so amazing. We had a nice, peaceful evening, and we're glad to have power, as the next few nights we will be on the hook. Travel day 110. We went 37 nautical miles from Alton, Illinois to Imperial, Missouri. Leaving Hoppie's, we saw some gorgeous bluffs and some even more gorgeous homes on the Missouri side of the river. What amazing views they have from the barges and the tows and all of the looper boats. more barges, and we have seen so many revetments. More on those in a minute. More bald eagles, and we finally arrive at our destination. There are not many marinas on this part of the Mississippi and not many good anchorages out of the way of the barges in the current, so these little hidden gems are priceless. This is a lock wall that we will not be going through this lock, but they are kind enough to offer safe and quiet dockage to boaters. They have a nice concrete dock with lots of cleats, and it was the perfect place to tie up for the night. We ended up having docktails and a potluck and had a great night with all the other loopers that were there. Travel Day 111. We went 36 nautical miles from Imperial, Missouri to Modoc, Illinois. In today's interesting boating information, we talk about revetments. What is a revetment, you may ask? Revetments are structures built along the banks of the Mississippi River to protect the banks from erosion and maintain a proper channel alignment. We passed so many once we got on the Mississippi and just wondered what they were. Their purpose is to stabilize riverbanks to hold the river in its desired alignment. They are placed on the outside banks of the river bend. They are typically made from concrete mats, but other materials can also be used, such as stone, willow plantings, or gabions. Gabions are a wirework container filled with rock, broken concrete, or other material used in the construction of these revetments, dams, and other retaining walls. Just like everything, there are pros and cons of revetments. The pros being that they are a quick and effective way to stabilize shorelines and reduce wave energy. They are cheaper to build than seawalls, and they are easier to install than seawalls. However, the cons are they require maintenance and repair over time, they can be intrusive and have a big visual impact on the landscape, and lastly, revetments decrease the release of sediments from the protected area, which can negatively impact adjacent shorelines. Overall, to me, seems like they're more positive for our river systems. I said it last week, I will never get tired of sunrises and sunsets. These are such an integral part of the loop since we like to start our day boating early in the mornings. Most loopers would probably say the same thing. I took a video of these swirling waters. Chris says it's due to the various depths in this area. This just shows you how powerful water is. Heading into our anchorage for the night, Little River Diversion Canal, it's exactly what it says, a canal off the Mississippi and another safe anchorage for us. 6 of us anchored out and enjoyed a quiet, peaceful, and relaxing stop right off the river. Another looper took this amazing drone footage of our anchorage. There's cool beans at the bottom. It's so neat to see us from a bird's eye view. Dan and Roxanne came by for a visit, then it was supper time and bedtime. Travel Day 112. We went 61 nautical miles from Modoc, Illinois to Cape Girardeau, Missouri. Pulling anchor at sunrise, we enjoyed our last day on the Mississippi River. It's been so beautiful and we are getting such a generous push from the current. It makes long days so much nicer and shorter. Today we will soon be turning north onto the Ohioriver, and that means 2 knots going against us. So we enjoy the day. Love seeing this train on the bridge. This was so cool. We saw this barge coming around the bend and we captured it on film. It was the biggest one we have seen so far. This is called a 30-pack. It's 5 barges wide by 6 deep. And someone asked if I ever drive the boat. Yes, I sure do. Here is our flotilla making this turn upriver into the Ohio. We went from traveling at about 9.5 knots to about 5.5 knots at the same RPM. We all had to make a decision today about where to anchor for the night. We had received some good intel from our friends on Tranquility to not anchor by the lock due to lots of rocking and rolling the night before, so we had to decide whether to stop before the lock or go through it and anchor on the other side. Our flotilla split 50-50. Half stopped and half of us kept going. Olmsted Lock is huge, but that's no problem for seasoned loopers. We all got in and out in one piece and even had 2 tugs in the lock with us, one with a barge. After the lock, Chris noticed this town on the map and I just had to share. Too funny. We made it to our anchorage, aptly named Bean Branch Creek. Here is the creek. It was a really great anchorage, right off the river and very calm. A slight current to keep us straight all night. We were all beat up from the day. Look at that map of our journey. It looks like a crazy letter W. But it was a great anchorage and we had a great night's sleep. Travel day 113. We went 67 nautical miles from Cape Girardeau, Missouri to Kevel, Kentucky. Well, good morning.
Good morning.
Just a quick, where did we just leave and where are we going?
We left the Bean Branch Anchorage.
I love it.
We're headed to Paducah.
We are, and I just wanted to recap real quick. We have been on the hook or on a wall without power and water for 4 nights. How do you feel?
I feel good.
I know, me too, actually. We had plenty of water, plenty of power generated by our generators. But anyway, yeah, we're going into a city now. We're going into the transient dock in Paducah. So we'll have water and power. And we'll have lots of fun in Paducah. Lots to do there.
Sounds good.
All right, so you feeling good?
You bet.
All right, bye. It was a very short trip to Paducah, 15 nautical miles. We really enjoy these short days. It gives us time to do something fun when we get into port. We went under some cool bridges today. And here we are arriving into Paducah's city dock. I was a little stunned at the height of the pilings on the floating dock. It makes me believe this river can get really high. We tied up, hooked to power and water, and then headed over to the farmer's market for some goodies. It was small, but there were some really cute, neat booths. We got some whoopie pies, jalapeno cheddar bread, a few apples, and a cute plant holder for my succulents. Nine looper couples enjoyed a fabulous dinner together, and a good time was had by all. We're excited to spend the weekend here. Travel day 114. We went 15 nautical miles from Kevel, Kentucky to Paducah, Kentucky. We had a great day exploring Paducah. We went to the National Quilt Museum and saw the most amazing quilts. Y'all, I am not lying. They were so beautiful, and some didn't even look like quilts. They looked like rugs or just artwork hanging on your walls. And this quilt isn't even a quilt, it's made from wood. We then walked through downtown. It's such a cute place, has kind of a New Orleans vibe. We found a rolled ice cream shop and we had to try it. It was incredible. I got s'mores flavored. Here is the owner of the shop creating it for me. She puts the dry ingredients on the cold stone, then adds the liquid ice cream and chops it all up while it's freezing. Then she spreads it out and scrapes the frozen ice cream into rolls. Here is my ice cream bouquet. On our way back to the dock, Edie and I walked along the riverfront to see the Paducah wall-to-wall exhibit. It's a series of murals painted on the flood wall that depict Paducah's rich and colorful history. They were remarkable. We thoroughly enjoyed the stroll, and we have really enjoyed our weekend in Paducah. What is your tip of the week?
This week's tip comes from Hoppie's. We stayed at Hoppie's a few nights ago, tied to a barge on the river. And the lady that runs Hoppie's, she was telling us in the mornings we need to clear our props. And simply what that means is you're going to put it in reverse while you're still secured to the dock. During the night, debris comes floating down the river. There's a possibility it could get hung up into your prop or props. And simply all you do is you're in neutral, idle. You're just going to bump it into reverse just for a second or two. Anything that was hung in your prop, it's going to flush it back out.
Great tip.
Welcome back aboard Cool Beans. Had a great week on the water this week. We started in Alton.
Yes.
Left Alton, went by the St. Louis Arch.
Yeah.
Really impressive. I've seen it before, but it's just completely different when you're up close to it and right on the water. Spent that night at Hoppie's.
Yes, legendary Hoppie's, Marina.
Hoppie's, nice place. On top of the hill is Blue Owl Cafe.
Yes.
We did not make it up, but our good friend brought us back a slice of pie and it was fantastic.
Fantastic.
Thank you, Edie. We left Hoppie's and went to
Kaskaskia Wall.
Went to the wall that night.
Great night.
Great night. Seems like we anchored somewhere along the way.
After that, we went to Little River Diversion Canal and anchored.
Little River
awesome.
Diversion.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a small creek, and I guess there were 6 or 7 of us up this creek, anchored. We were all kind of worried that we were going to be blowing around, and anyway, we set anchor, and once the current got us, we sat still and didn't move.
Yep.
We left Little Diversion, and we changed our plans kind of en route. We had one place we were going to go to for an anchor. We got bad reports on it, so picked another place, and we wound up keep going, and we went through the lock up the Ohio River.
Yep.
And we wound up anchoring at Bean Branch of all names.
We loved it.
It was fantastic little anchorage, and the next morning we had a short trip here into Paducah.
We went about 220 miles this week, nautical miles.
220 nautical miles.
Long week.
About 130 of that was in 2 days. But covered lots of water, lots of beautiful country. We started seeing more bald eagles again once we turned up the Ohio.
Yep.
I never get tired of seeing them. They're just so gorgeous.
No.
What else have you got?
That's it, I think.
Have hello to all our friends and family back home. And if you don't know, Cool Beans is for sale. So if you're interested, let us know.
We'll be at the rendezvous showing her at the looper crop.
And I don't have anything else.
Nope, that's it.
See y'all next week aboard Cool Beans.